Just imagine a world where every single decision you make has huge consequences. You've got information streaming at you from all sides, and the lives of hundreds of people depend on your processing it all perfectly. That's just a normal Tuesday for an air traffic controller.
This quote right here changes everything. The phrase human error sounds like an ending, right? Like, oh, well, someone messed up. But in the world of human factors, that's not the end. It's the start of the investigation. It makes you ask, why? Was the system itself designed in a way that made that error almost inevitable?
And this just shows you the sheer scale of what they're dealing with. We're not just talking about watching some dots on a screen here. A single controller is juggling conflict resolutions, flight sequences, routes, weather. It's this constant high-speed mental marathon with hundreds of moving parts. And to handle that, they have to rely on a few basic mental tools. The first one, memory.
So, first up is memory. You can think of it like the brain's own personal filing system. It's absolutely crucial for a controller to do their job. But as we're about to see, it has some very real and very predictable limits.
The most important word there is limited. A controller's memory is not some perfect video recorder. It's a finite thing. And because we can't expect people to have perfect recall, our systems have to be designed to support our memory, not constantly test its limits.
And here it is, the famous number that defines that limit. Most of us can only hold about 7 things, give or take 2, in our active, working memory at any given moment. Think of it like a little mental sticky note. It's great for what's happening right now, but it gets full really, really fast.
So this really breaks down into 2 main types. On the one hand, you've got your short-term or working memory. That's the sticky note for stuff like an altitude clearance you just gave. And on the other hand, you have your long-term memory. This is like a massive library of rules and procedures built up over years of training. And because that library is so huge, we use tools like checklists to make sure we're pulling out the right book every single time. Okay, let's move on to the next big tool in the mental toolbox, attention. If memory is the brain's filing cabinet, then attention is the flashlight you use to find the right file in the dark. It's how we point our mental energy where it needs to go.
Now, attention isn't just one thing. It kind of comes in a few different flavors. You've got vigilance, that's staying sharp even when you're staring at a quiet screen for hours. Then there's selective attention, the amazing skill to pick your aircraft's call sign out of a bunch of radio chatter. It's like hearing your name from across a really loud party. And then there's the big one, divided attention, or what we all call multitasking.
Yeah, divided attention is multitasking. It's the core of a controller's job, right? They're talking to a pilot, scanning the screen for other traffic, and coordinating with another controller on the phone all at once. But, and this is a huge but, that ability is not infinite. When things get really complex or stressful, our ability to truly multitask starts to break down.
And this is what happens when it breaks down. Tunnel vision. When the pressure is on, that attentional flashlight of ours narrows its beam. It gets so focused on one single, complex problem that everything else just disappears. A controller might be so deep into sorting out a conflict between 2 planes that they totally miss a warning about a third. And that's exactly why alarms and having teammates are so critical. They're designed to break that spell.
Okay, so we've looked at the filing cabinet of memory and the flashlight of attention. Cognitive workload is basically the mental cost of using both of them. It's the total effort it takes to get the job done.
So you might be thinking, workload is just how many planes are on the screen, right? I mean, it seems obvious, but the truth is actually a lot more interesting than that.
This is such a critical point. The number of planes, let's say 10, that's the task demand. But the workload is the mental price the controller pays to handle them. Now, if that controller is also watching over a new trainee, or they're using a system they don't really trust, their actual workload can be through the roof, even with just a few planes. It's about trust and experience, not just raw numbers.
And what's really fascinating is that the goal isn't zero workload. It's actually a balancing act. Think of it like a muscle. Too little work, what we call underload, and you get bored, complacent, and your skills get rusty. But a good, high level of workload keeps you sharp, engaged, and can actually make the job more satisfying. The real danger isn't just being busy, it's being at the extremes, either totally overwhelmed or completely forgotten.
So what do we do with all this knowledge about memory, attention, and workload? Well, we use it to build smarter systems. Systems that are designed to manage the human element, not just ignore it.